my name is Stijn, co-founder of Datylon, and it's also for me a pleasure and an honor actually to do this presentation and this demonstration for you of the Datylon solutions to design and automate graphs, reports, and data stories. So how did it all start? Our vision was actually that we focus on what we call the last mile of data, which is the communication. So there are already many tools like Tableau and others to collect data, to prepare data, to find the gems and the insights in the data, and use visualizations for that. So that's the data exploration part. But we focus on the data explanation part. So where you communicate not only to experts on a certain topic, but sometimes to one-to-one, but also a larger audience that does not is necessary is an expert on the topic. So you need to either simplify the charts and the graphs, or you need to add a story around it, annotations, text to explain what you want to tell. Good. So what is the platform that we will show today? Actually, I will focus on one thing, that is Datylon for Illustrator. So it's a plugin in Adobe Illustrator. In a way, you can say we upgraded, we pimped Adobe Illustrator into also a data visualization tool. Now, it's not only about Illustrator, you can also use it in conjunction with Adobe InDesign to build reports of multiple page reports with a lot of charts, and even use it to kind of semi-automatically produce different reports, personalized reports. I will focus on that later during the presentation. But you can also use it to create templates. So you can use the plugin to create a one-off, like one design, one document, or you can create templates. And these templates can then be used by others who don't have access to Illustrator and create a report made out of the templates that you made, that the designer or the data visualization designer made for them. And you can go one step further. You can use exactly those same templates to automate the production of these reports. In that way, so you can connect your database so as you can see here, you can connect your database to the Datylon report server via an API, and then you can send data into these templates. You can upload the data into these templates, and then you can produce automatically reports. This can be like for high volume reports, a one-off project for 1,000 reports or something, or recurring reports every month, every week, every day, maybe every hour, and so on. Good. But the best way to show it is, of course, showing samples. Before I do that, we have quite a lot of customers all over the world, from like smaller, from like designers, freelance designers and data visualization designers, up to enormous and large organizations. And for instance, the United Nations is a good example. Also, our customers are coming from totally different sectors, from finance, industrial, of course, marketing as well, and so on. Anyway, the samples I just mentioned. You see here, this is like a small infographic, and indeed, there's some extra illustrations. There's, of course, graphs in there, a map in there, and annotations, and so on. And this is a typical one-off document that is built within Datylon for Illustrator. On the right side, you see also more creative, fancy stuff. Usually, again, these are visualizations that are one-off and built for a certain purpose. Now, you have also recurring charts. I just talk about isolated charts here. On the left side, you see a kind of calendar. A calendar, of course, years changed, so you can update your calendar every year, or every month, or whatever. And on the right side, this is a design purely built graphically in Datylon for Illustrator. But the nice thing about the tool is also once you build it, once you design it, it's also ready to automate. And you can load new data into it, or you can use it in Datylon report server and create like thousands of these charts. So there's no need to convert or translate your design into something else, HTML or whatever. No, when you create it in Datylon for Illustrator and export it, it's done, ready to be automated. Anyway, automation is one thing, but also a lot of our users actually use it to make large reports like this one, Access to Medicine. It's an annual report with a lot of graphs in there, 250 pages, 235 pages, 250 charts. And the neat thing about our workflow is that you create your own library of charts on brand, following the company style guide. And then you just reuse them in your document. You upload new data. It takes like a second, and you can move to the next slide chart. So it's really a very productive way in building these larger reports. Other examples here. This is for the Dutch government. This is a set of slides actually for different regions in the Netherlands. There's like 20 regions. So they have all 20 different presentations actually with 20 different data sets. And you see it's also on brand, color is important, font choice is important, pixel perfect, as you are used when you're working with Adobe Illustrator or Adobe InDesign. This is a recurring report for the Port of Antwerp. Now notice also this is a template actually, and you see these text blocks. So also text is considered as a chart. So you can upload text via the data, and you don't need to, type text or copy and paste text. No, you can actually upload everything via a data file, which could be an Excel file or a Google Sheet or CSV or whatever. And also they have like different versions of it, like a smaller version that they send out via email. All using the same, let's say, chart library, and it makes the design process, very efficient. And then you have even a higher level of automation. Let's say, for instance, this is a design for a local government here in Antwerp, in Belgium, and it's a project of 69 different versions for different communities here in commonalities here in Antwerp, and it's full of charts, full of graphs, and it's designed once as a template, and then we just upload the data coming from different sources, and all the documents are made in a couple of hours. And on the right side, you see another example, investment reports. This is recurring for the high-tier investors of a certain company, and they get a really nice report every month automatically sent to them. And then the highest level of automation is actually where you embed our report engine, let's say, into an application. For instance, this is an Australian company, and the document that the user will get, the reader will get, is about 60 pages long, is completely designed with Datylon for Illustrator. But then the application is as such that a user logs into their website, into their platform. They load data into it in this case, about cybersecurity, and they get automatically in real time, they get a report back, 50 pages or something, with your data compared to your peers, in this case in Australia. So it's a really nice tool to help people understand data and take action with the data. Good. So these are different levels of let's say, complexity. And let's have a look at the tool itself now. So I will open Illustrator. I have two different examples. a document, multiple pages, and also this one, which is a bit more of a complex chart. Now, we can debate if this is a good chart or not. That is another question, but it helps to explain how things work. So first of all, it's a plugin in Illustrator, meaning that you can use all the Illustrator tools to style your chart. So if I take out the Datylon elements, you see here this background, really these titles, let's say categories, nicely rounded around a circle, this very specific grid. This is something that is very difficult to do with standard charting tools, even with our own tool. But you have Illustrator, and you can build it yourself in Illustrator. So if you look then at the chart itself, it might look in the beginning a bit complex, but actually it's very simple. It's a pie chart. And I just heard Neil indeed say that many data visualization people don't like pie charts. We have our own opinion about it, but some of them really use it. So how does it work? You just drag a box like you do with many things in Illustrator. Now, normally I would do this numerically, but just for the sake of timing, I just do it, let's say, by hand. And then you immediately get like, a default chart. It's always a horizontal bar chart. And then the right side, like the other tools, you see there's many different options and many different defaults actually available. I believe in our case, like 130 different. Now, I want this to be like a kind of pie chart, but not a normal pie chart, not a donut chart, but a nightingale chart. So let me just get rid of the labels there. So you see it's a nightingale chart. Also, what I could do, maybe get rid of the grid. Okay, there we are. And you also see I get default data, I get dummy data. So you can either start with data or you can just start with designing it. Either way works, because now I can, well, of course I can change this manually, but this is not really good practice, of course, but it shows you what is possible. What I can do though, is I can connect an Excel file, a Google Sheet file, a CSV file to my pie chart. So I will do that. Now you see it looks already different. Also, the slices have all the same size. That is, on purpose, let's say. But still, I'm not so happy with it. So what I can do is I can bind or drag, let's say, properties into the data set, or the other way around, data columns into my properties. And one of the things here is, you see, you get here like default colors. I want to connect it to data. So I'm gonna see outer color. Is that the one? Yeah. So you see here in my data set, I have actually color definitions, and you can, with formulas in Excel, you can calculate what these colors should be. It helps you also to create even kind of series, right, in your pie chart. Anyway, this is how this thing is built up. Let me, get rid of it and just show you the end result again. There you are. And this is how you build up. And you see it doesn't take time to create this chart. And in the end, again, when it's done, it's not just an Illustrator file. It's really a template that you can use to load new data into it. So that's one thing. Let me see about my time. Yeah. The other thing is, you can also build complete documents, multi-page documents. Now, this one is only 4 pages, so I didn't bother using InDesign, but you can connect it to InDesign, and then you can build these 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300 page documents, and still keep your charts linked to the data. That is important. So how does that work? It's like pretty the same as I showed before. So let me do this very quickly. You have, like in this case, a very simple bar chart. I can connect it, as we saw before, to some other data, and then I have a whole load of different properties that are very similar to, let's say, the graphic properties of Illustrator, and allow you to change the look and feel of this chart. So now I don't have time to go into details, but you see here, you can make round bars as well, and I only want it to be round at the edge. And then, I want to fill it, maybe not with colors, different colors, but maybe with a gradation. And then I can make the gradation data driven. You see that only the biggest bar becomes black in this case. And just to show you in what kind of detail you can go, so let's zoom in on this tick here from this horizontal axis. And if I go to the tick, what did I want to do? Yeah, let me go here. So, you can even change the end of the tick. And this is sometimes what designers need. If this is the style guide, if this is what it requires to be on brand, well, we can, you can make it with Datylon Illustrator. And of course, there's plenty other features. And unfortunately, I don't have enough time to cover that, because I want to show at least one other thing. And this is here. So you see here, there's something missing. So how does it work? You build for yourself a library of charts. So you don't have to wait for anybody else. You just create it yourself. You can use other existing templates from other people as well, of course. But, you have here a template or a chart that you just copy. And the only thing you need to do is to link it to another data set, and boom, that's it. So there you have new data linked and to a new chart. Now, this is nice that you can do this chart by chart, but of course you can do this on multiple charts, because this is important when you have like a more complex job with many charts. Now, also noticed here, I already mentioned before, this is not in Illustrator text. This is a Datylon chart, and you will see immediately what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load a new Excel file with the same structure. And all the charts are going to be, hopefully, are going to be updated. So let's see if that works. So need to think a little bit. Here you go. There you see everything is done. So now you have already a new document. If you work with InDesign and you keep the link between the Illustrator file and InDesign open, all your charts in the InDesign file will be updated as well. And so this is how you can build different versions of your document, of your report. And then the last step, if you want to go take it one step further, as I already shown in the slides, you can upload all these artboards as templates. It's really easy. You can do them in bulk. You can upload them as templates in what we call Datylon Report Studio. And there you can, via the API, address the Datylon report server and create as many documents as you need. So that was it on my side. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope gave you a little bit of, it teased you a little bit to try out the tool. So you can go to our website, download the tool, you can try out for free. And if you want to go one step further in automating the production of these reports, you can always contact us. We're happy to help.